Why do we feel like we need this excuse to like treat ourselves or treat other people? We're like, oh, I'm gonna have this or I'm gonna do that because it's Christmas. What? Like, weird. We're so weird. Humans are so weird. Why do we act like this time is any more or less special than another time? You know? I'm gonna have to show you this tripod situation. This is a fun one. To those of you watching telepathically, Merry Christmas Eve Eve. To the 10 of you who watch this on Christmas, Merry Christmas. And to the rest of you who watch this way later in the future, thanks for watching. To future Annie 5 years from now, who's proud and embarrassed of this video, I love you. So, some thoughts on Christmas. I was raised Jewish. I was raised pretty relaxed Jewish, like very on the emphasis on the ish. I was bat mitzvahed reform, and I didn't grow up with a Christmas tree. My parents wanted to have one for my brothers, and then when my oldest brother got bar mitzvahed, he nixed the tree. It's like, what are we doing? We're Jews, no more Christmas tree. So I don't have a memory of a Christmas tree. And sometimes that sounds really depressing to people, and it's really not to me. Yeah, that's just I don't have an association of a tree and like the Christmas morning thing. And I promise I'm okay with it. Don't get me wrong, we're all affected by our childhoods. I think that they play, the first 18 years, play a huge role in the rest of our life. Not having a Christmas tree, at least consciously, is not something that causes me grief. I think it's a really interesting tradition. I think the whole Christmas is really interesting, and it's, to me, an example of people doing things because their parents did it, and them doing it because their parents did it, because their parents did it, because their parents did it. And I don't mean to say it's, that's a bad thing, or like have any, not like being passive aggressive against Christmas here. I saw this really funny thing on the internet that was something along the lines of like, you don't hear Jews complaining about a war on Hanukkah, and there actually was one. So that tickled my funny bone. But I think it's just, I think kind of the common complaint with Christmas, or thing that seems inauthentic about it, is the commercialism, the consumerism, the things that feel not in line with Jesus and the very cool one love and interconnectedness things he was teaching. Don't really jive with a bunch of imported plastic toys that get used for a day, or the whole planned obsolescence of all of technology. So that definitely irritates me. This is my second Christmas without snow, so that's been pretty cool. I'm out here in the sunshine, and the Christmas before I was in California. And 10 out of 10 will do again. Can, for this body, snowless Christmas, pretty superb. And if you got that reference, you're a Jew, or you are a honorary Jew. Yeah. It's interesting, like the holiday season also, we all kind of make a big deal out of it, and people are like, in the same vein of people being like, oh, I'm too busy for this, I'm too busy for that. Like, what does busy mean? They're like, oh, it's the holidays, like things are really... And really what I think that means, or like what I always meant when I said that, was like my feelings are like really a lot right now. Like I'm going through a lot, which clearly I was recently, and then since the days of those Whelm videos, have been feeling a lot more grounded and settled and and really loving the car and wanting to really embracing that and like really wanting to get the most out of it. And I have a house sitting opportunity coming up, so I think I might hold out till that. This really is becoming pretty rambly. Christmas. Enjoy it. I don't know why people make such a big deal either way over it, really. Like, this video is not meant to make a big deal out of Christmas. This video is really just me wanting to have something to put up for the last day of Vlogmas, belated Vlogmas, and I thought talking about Christmas would be a good topic because it's interesting. I have no hatred on Christmas. Honestly, like, I do my best. I'm practicing not to have hatred on anything, like even the plastic imported toys or the whatever. Like, what is me being angry about that gonna do to change literally anything? Nothing. So when people say Merry Christmas, I say Merry Christmas back. And honestly, like, let's use any excuse we can as a collective group of humans to be kinder and nicer to each other, or to have a reason to smile at a stranger or say something nice to them. That's definitely something I love about the Big Island here that I'd always feel goofy doing or get goofy looks doing, especially when I was on the East Coast, but in the Bay Area too, of making eye contact with strangers and saying something to them. Like, here it's a really common thing to look at someone in the eye and be like, Merry Christmas, or like, Happy Holidays, hope you're well. If I did that outside of Boston to someone, people would be like, what? Are you looking at me? Like, what do you want? Like, are you selling me something? Do I have something you want? Like, do I know you? Why are you making eye contact? And in California, people would be like, are you trying to buy weed? Like, you're trying to do something like that? What do you want? Like, a little friendlier, maybe, in California than the East Coast, but nothing like here where people are really into the eye contact. So, all that being said, I would love for someone to type all of this out in sentences and be like, all right, where's the thesis of this? Like, what's the thesis statement of this talk? And that is that Christmas is not that big a deal, and that it's a lovely reminder, kind of like Thanksgiving or Thanks-living or whatever people are calling it now. Like, let's use this as a reminder to be grateful all the time and to be kind all the time and to do nice and loving things for ourselves and for other people. Why do we feel like we need this excuse to like treat ourselves or treat other people? We're like, oh, I'm gonna have this or I'm gonna do that because it's Christmas. What? Like, weird. We're so weird. Humans are so weird. Why do we act like this time is any more or less special than another time? You know? Okay. I think that's enough rambling for now. I'm gonna turn you around and show you this tripod situation. Alright, so that's where you being phone was. Propped in right here. Worked pretty well. I gotta be outside.